Good evening, counselor of chaos. Good evening, witness to your own resurrection. Come closer. Sit with this for a minute. Feel that sound in your chest. That case file snapping shut. That sharp little crack in the air. That final sound. Not of defeat, of judgment. Not on you, on them. It's over for all of them. You know what's funny? People hear words like that and they think it means revenge in some cheap movie scene. They picture rage, noise, drama, a table slam, a scream in a hallway. But real endings are quieter than that. Real endings happen when something inside you goes cold. Not dead, not broken. Cold, focused, precise, like a blade sitting still before it moves. And that's where they messed up with you. They thought pain would make you panic. They thought betrayal would make you beg. They thought humiliation would make you disappear. They thought if they talked over you long enough, laughed at you hard enough, dismissed you publicly enough, you would fold. You would second-guess yourself. You would become smaller, softer, easier to manage, easier to replace, easier to control. But pain didn't erase you. It introduced you. That's the part they never understand. There is a version of you that only shows up after the disrespect gets too loud, after the doors close in your face one too many times, after the fake friends vanish, after the family members who should have believed in you start speaking to you like your dreams are some childish phase, after the boss takes your work and puts his name on it, after the person you loved looks you dead in the eyes and treats your loyalty like it was cheap. That version of you doesn't cry for sympathy. That version of you studies the room. That version of you remembers everything, every tone shift, every fake smile, every delay, every broken promise, every maybe later, every we'll see, every moment they looked at you and silently decided you weren't a threat. That's how cases get built. Not in one dramatic moment, in patterns, in receipts, in silence, in observation. And you, whether you realized it or not, have been building a case for a long time. Against doubt, against fear, against your own old identity, against every person who mistook your patience for weakness. See, people love calm you. They love tired you, confused you, unhealed you. They love the version of you that still asks for permission, the version that over-explains, the version that says sorry too fast, the version that keeps trying to be understood by people, committed to misunderstanding you. Oh, they adore that version, because that version is convenient. But once you stop asking for permission to become dangerous, now the room changes. Now the energy changes. Now suddenly you're different. Now suddenly you're too intense. Now suddenly you've changed. Of course, you changed. What did they expect? You touched fire and learned not to flinch. You got thrown into deep water and figured out how to breathe with pressure sitting on your chest. You had your name dragged through conversations you were never invited into, and still you kept moving. You know how rare that is. To keep moving when nobody claps. To keep building when nobody checks on you. To keep believing when your reality looks like every prayer got put on read. That's not normal strength. That's courtroom strength. That's final verdict strength. That's the kind of strength that doesn't need to shout, because the evidence already speaks. And let's talk about evidence. The evidence is in how many nights you had to restart yourself alone. The evidence is in all the mornings you got up with your heart in pieces and still handled business. The evidence is in the way you learned to smile without letting everybody know how much pressure you were carrying. The evidence is in every time life hit you with something ugly, and you still chose discipline over self-destruction. That matters. You hear me? That matters. Because there are people who only respect outcomes. They don't care what it cost you. They don't care how many tears were swallowed before sunrise. They don't care how many panic-filled nights you survived in silence. They only notice when the result becomes undeniable. So give them a result they can't ignore. Not for their approval, for your own liberation. That's what this is really about, freedom. The file snaps shut when you stop being emotionally available to what was designed to break you. The file snaps shut when you finally understand that closure is not an apology. Closure is clarity. Closure is realizing some people were never confused about your value. They saw it. That's why they tried to delay you. That's why they mocked the dream. That's why they minimized your progress. That's why they acted weird when you started getting sharper, cleaner, harder to access. People don't attack what means nothing. They attack what threatens the story they tell themselves, and your existence threatens a lot of stories. You are proof that somebody can be underestimated and still rise. You are proof that being overlooked does not mean being ordinary. You are proof that rejection is not the end of the road. Sometimes it's just God removing hands that were too dirty to hold what's meant for you. And when that realization lands, really lands, you stop chasing people who had to squint to see your light. You stop auditioning. You stop explaining. You stop leaking your energy into conversations with people who love your struggle but fear your transformation. You go quiet, not because you have nothing to say, because your next chapter is too expensive to narrate to everybody. That silence scares them. Oh, it scares them bad, because they knew how to deal with your emotion. They knew how to manipulate your hope. They knew how to trigger your guilt, but they do not know what to do with your discipline. They do not know what to do with your distance. They do not know what to do when the same person they dismissed starts moving with intention, with standards, with timing, with restraint. That kind of restraint is terrifying, because now you're not reacting, you're calculating. Now you're not proving, you're positioning. Now you're not asking, why did this happen to me? Now you're asking, how do I use this? That question changes everything. How do I use the betrayal? How do I use the loneliness? How do I use the disrespect? How do I use the failure? How do I use the season where nobody picked up the phone? How do I use the season where I gave my best and still got played? That's when the dark magic starts. Not fantasy, real life magic. The kind where pain becomes fuel. The kind where humiliation becomes clarity. The kind where rock bottom becomes a private training ground. Because let me tell you something nobody says enough. Your worst season can become your sharpest weapon if you stop romanticizing who you used to be. Stop worshiping the soft version of yourself that kept dying in rooms that didn't deserve you. Stop trying to return to who you were before the betrayal. That person didn't know enough. That person trusted too quickly. That person thought loyalty would be reciprocated automatically. That person confused being available with being valuable. You are not meant to go backward. You are meant to become more exact, more discerning, more rooted, more dangerous in the most disciplined way possible. Not reckless, not loud, dangerous. The kind of dangerous that walks into a room and doesn't need introduction because presence itself feels expensive. The kind of dangerous that doesn't chase attention because purpose is too busy printing results. The kind of dangerous that can sit through disrespect with a straight face because you already know time is about to expose everything. And time always exposes everything. That's the craziest part. People think they got away with it because the moment passed. They think silence means weakness. They think your lack of reaction means their behavior had no consequence. No, it just means the file was still open. That's all. The investigation was still active. Life was still collecting witness statements. Patterns were still being recorded. And now the case file snapped shut. Now the evidence is complete. Now the verdict is not based on emotion. It's based on fact. Fact, they underestimated the wrong person. Fact, they thought your silence meant surrender when it really meant preparation. Fact, they thought they are watching your downfall, but they were standing too close to their own. Fact, every time they tried to bury you, they were really just planting you. That's why you cannot afford to break now. Not now. Not when your whole story is finally starting to make sense. Not when all the confusion, all the isolation, all the delays are beginning to reveal what they were doing in you. You were being trained to survive without applause. You were being trained to trust your own vision when public opinion turned ugly. You were being trained to detach from comfort and become loyal to mission. That kind of training hurts. Of course it hurts. Growth that costs nothing changes nothing. Anybody can talk big when life is soft. Anybody can post confidence when things are going right. Anybody can act chosen when the lights are on and the money is flowing and the relationships are stable. But when the lights flicker, when the money gets weird, when your circle gets exposed, when your name gets doubted, when you're standing in a season that feels like one long unanswered question, that's where identity gets tested. That's where you find out whether you're really built like that. And you are. Maybe not because you feel fearless, but because you kept going scared. That counts more. Anybody can move when they feel powerful, but to move when your chest is tight, when your thoughts are messy, when your confidence is limping, when everything in your life looks like it's being rewritten in a language you never asked to learn and still choose not to quit. That's power. That's monstrous power. And the beautiful thing about monstrous power is that it doesn't need to look pretty. It just needs to work. So stop waiting to feel perfect before you step into the next version of yourself. Perfection is a trap built by spectators. You do not need perfect. You need honest. You need disciplined. You need locked in. You need a morning routine that doesn't care about your excuses. You need standards that don't fold because somebody hot looked your way. You need boundaries that don't disappear just because you feel lonely. You need goals that are bigger than your mood, because moods shift, mission remains. And the people who win in this life are not the people who always feel good. They're the people who keep showing up after life gave them 10 reasons to turn cold in all the wrong ways. You can turn cold and still stay clean. You can become ruthless about your future without becoming cruel. You can stop giving second chances to disrespect without losing your heart. That balance right there, that's elite. That's when your energy changes from wounded to weaponized. You start walking different, talking different, choosing different. Suddenly you don't need every invitation. You don't need every explanation. You don't need to clear your name in every room where ignorance is louder than truth. You let time do what time does. You let results enter the room before you do. And when results speak, all that fake confidence around you starts sounding real shaky. Because success has a cruel way of revealing who was secretly rooting for your collapse. Watch how some people get quiet when you get focused. Watch how some people start acting distant when your discipline becomes consistent. Watch how people who loved your brokenness suddenly struggle with your boundaries. That's information. Pay attention. Not emotionally, strategically. You do not need to hate them. You just need to see them clearly. That alone will save your future. Because not everybody who says, "I'm proud of you," is comfortable with where your growth is taking you. Some people only support dreams that stay theoretical. They clap as long as you remain harmless. But the second your potential starts becoming visible, measurable, undeniable, they get uneasy. Good. Let them. You were not born to be digestible. You were not born to be a soft little story people use to feel better about their own fear. You were born to become evidence. Evidence that pain can be repurposed. Evidence that a person can lose almost everything and still not lose their edge. Evidence that silence can be louder than revenge. Evidence that self-respect is stronger than approval. So when that old voice comes back, the one that whispers, maybe you should slow down, maybe you should shrink, maybe you should make other people comfortable, maybe you should stop before they judge you again, I need you to hear something stronger. Let them judge. Let them talk. Let them misread the quiet. Let them think the story ends where they stopped paying attention. Because while they were gossiping, you were rebuilding your nervous system. While they were playing image games, you were learning real discipline. While they were obsessed with appearances, you were turning private pain into public precision. That's why they can't compete. They skip the part where character gets forged. They skip the lonely reps. They skip the nights when nobody was coming and you had to become your own rescue. You didn't skip them. You lived them. And the ones who live through fire carry a different kind of eye contact, a different kind of walk, a different kind of calm. There's a reason your presence bothers people who still operate in shallow waters. Depth makes the fake nervous. Real scars make performative strength look cheap. Your story carries weight now, not because it's neat, because it's real, and real always lands harder. So no, this is not the moment to pity yourself. This is the moment to collect yourself. This is the moment to tighten your focus so hard that distraction feels disrespectful. This is the moment to treat your potential like a legal matter. Serious, documented, non-negotiable. No more leaking days. No more handing your energy to people who haven't earned access. No more confusing attention with alignment. No more delaying your own evolution because the people around you are more comfortable with your wounds than your growth. This is where the file shuts. On the old excuses, on the old attachments,